Can you hear me, everyone? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Let me share my screen. Let me know once my screen is visible.
We can able to see.
Okay, go ahead. Tripti, Manas, can you just hear me? Can I go ahead? Any questions before starting with the training or introduction of SAP? Okay, starting with SAP, to give you the abbreviation, SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products and Data Processing. Initially, SAP has come up with the R2, where they have only implemented marketing and other couple of products, other couple of modules. Then later in 1989, they have moved to R3, where we have relational database, client server architecture, which is all of platform independence. Here it's only kernel dependent, but not OS or database dependent. In generic, like we know what it is and how the SAP works, how it is. Just speaking about the SAP. Just speaking about the SAP, comparing with the other ERPs, where we have multiple ERPs like Fusion, which is recently launched by Oracle, and we have PeopleSoft ERP, and we have CRM Siebel ERP. But every ERP doesn't comprises of all the modules. Wherever we see, we have only one. If we take PeopleSoft, they are popular in HR and their payrolls. And similarly, if you take Siebel, they are very popular, and the tool is much effective in terms of CRM. But SAP has come up with with all the modules. Initially, they might have started up with marketing, but slowly they have grown up, and today they are the market leaders in the ERP. So they have slowly grown up with multiple modules. Now today, if you name them, like I want this particular product to implement in one of my organization, they have it. If they don't have it also, like the research division is working on, and they're trying to release, if any major client is going and requesting for certain module to be implemented, they are ready to do that. Okay, before understanding the ERP layers of SAP, we can just see the layers for three-tier client server architecture of R3. Where people really get confused. Everyone says R3. What is R3? And R2. But just to understand, here we have a presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. Here I just divided to understand central system. It's a one system where you install your database or your application server, where you have your front end. Here in SAP, front end is nothing but SAP GUI, your SAP graphical user interface. Just to be pretty clear, to access almost all the components of ABAP, where we have ABAP and Java stacks in SAP. Specifically talking about ABAP, we have SAP GUI, each and every component of SAP GUI, each and every component of SAP ABAP can be accessed using SAP GUI. So these ABAP components, like I would say ECC, BI, PI with dual stack. So we have ABAP component. Similarly, we have Solution Manager, and there are a lot many components like EWM, GTS, GRC. So to access this ABAP stack, we use SAP GUI, and it's a common user interface which was introduced by SAP to access all the above systems. Similarly, if we have any Java stack systems, like if we say Solution Manager, it's a dual stack, we have Java and we have PI, and similarly we have Enterprise Portal, where nowadays clients are implementing only the Java stack. So this is entirely a browser based, where browser acts as a user interface for us, and we have different technology being used while accessing these portals. Probably I would say SSL to safeguard the data, or the internet, and we have different technologies or different technicalities where we will be discussing this later. And here we have a distributed system. Presentation layer will be on our desktop, and application and database will be somewhere else in the data center. And similarly, we have two-tier system, where your database is different and your application server is different, where you are going to distribute your system. This is in terms of understanding the architecture. And we have three-tier system, where your application system is somewhere else, and we have high availability of your databases or your SAP. Just to understand, can you see my notepad? Hello? Can you respond, Tripti?
Yes. Yes, yeah. I can see.
Okay. See here. Initially, GUI will be on your desktop to access above systems. See, this is how your GUI will be. And here we have the versions of SAP GUI, component SAP logons for Windows, and this is release 720 final release. It's pretty much easy to install your GUI, and you configure all your above systems over here to connect to them. For example, once I click on this after connecting, probably I'm not connected to the VPN, so we will be landing to the particular system which have been configured based on the parameters we have provided. And we have system.
Can I ask you one thing? Hello Manas, can I ask you? Hello Manikaran, can I ask you one thing? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know, currently having a project where, they have got enterprise portal, and this SAP GUI, it's like, there is a shortcut to that enterprise portal, just like we have a shortcut for SAP GUI. And, it opens a screen like an Internet Explorer screen, and it opens lots of tabs. You will have user administration, you will have finance, you will have HR, payroll, and then in the side you will have systems like ECC, BW. Because I am an administrator, so I will have that, and user won't have. So is it what it is? Is it not SAP GUI?
No, see, the enterprise portal system is accessed using your Internet Explorer. Basically, SAP recommends to use Internet Explorer. Similarly, you have other versions of Mozilla. I'm specifically speaking about the browsers. Okay, you are going to use, access your portal system only through browser if it is Java stack. Okay, you just key in the URL as if you key in like www.yahoo.com. Similarly, you have your enterprise portal,
Yeah, actually the thing is I don't have to log into any SID. It is like single sign-on enabled with the network.
Right.
And
Like see, usually you key in the URLs like this, the host name and the port and slash just slash portal. Okay. Or if single sign is specified, there is no enough. Once you log into your laptop, you can directly log in. Like if you open the browser, there are a lot of technicalities where we can define. That's what we are going to discuss this in detail in later stages of our course.
Okay, because like mostly earlier I've been logging like you only, like just now you showed through GUI. This is the first time where I saw, like I click on some shortcut and it opens a browser with single sign-on enabled, and I don't have to put credentials anywhere. I can touch BI, I can touch IDM, I can touch anything.
Okay, so what happens is that is called a single sign-on configured with third-party configurations. Like we have different tools like NetSkiller. For example, in one of my current project, I'm configuring the same thing. Almost we have done till pre-prod and we are doing production. So what happens is that once you log in, probably we have an alias name like HTTP SAP -pre-prod. To access and slash just slash portal. If you see my see here, my thing shows hostname :port/IRJ portal, right? But if you come here, I'm just putting alias name here. I'm just mapping in backend to understanding of everyone SAP-pre-prod IRJ/portal. So here in this, once I log in, I will be able to see all the systems like you have ECC, BW, or your GTS, GRC, everything will be configured here. And if you just click it, within one click you will land on to the page of your particular system which you are trying to access.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and now homogeneous SAP systems like where database and application server are running on the same OS, like Windows NT and Unix. Presentations are running on Windows workstations. Workstations in the sense that it's nothing but a laptops or desktops. And heterogeneous SAP systems, database running on one OS, Unix, and application server running on different OS like Windows NT, and presentation server running on Windows based on workstation. Here, let me just clearly clarify you. We have a software which is being provided by SAP as a ERP. Here, SAP is not dependent on any of the OS. If you want to install, if you want to purchase SAP, and if you want to install in Windows, you can do that. On Linux, any flavor, you can do that. Or on Unix, you can do that. We have HP, Unix, AX. SAP supports all the platforms, irrespective of Windows or Unix. Wherever you want to go and install your SAP, you can install based on the costing you are going to afford. So similarly, we have you can install database on the same OS, and similarly you can install SAP on the same OS, where this is called homogeneous SAP systems. But the only thing is that if you are installing AX, SAP on AX, you have a kernel which is called, it's an interface. Kernel is nothing but an interface between your SAP and your OS. So what happens is that only the kernel files differs when you are changing your OS. Like from Windows we have separate kernel files, and for AX we have separate kernel files. So this is the only major dependency. Other than that, you don't see any of the dependencies of OS and databases. And if you come here, heterogeneous SAP systems, we have database running on one system on one OS, like I would say on HANA. HANA is one database where systems are running, and your application want to be on some other OS like Windows or probably on Red Hat Linux. Where we have in the current client, they are using HANA for BW system. HANA, what happens here is HANA is on SUSE Linux. So currently HANA is supporting only on SUSE Linux, but whereas they have released for Red Hat Linux as well from SP8. So what happens here is your HANA works on SUSE Linux, but whereas your BW application, SAP application is going to work on your Windows. So this is how we call as a heterogeneous SAP systems. Any doubts on this? Any clarifications? 15 minus.
So mostly environment are homogeneous only until unless they are using HANA?
Mostly environments are homogeneous. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
And that too, heterogeneous, as I'm saying, HANA, if you want to use SUSE Linux for your SAP applications, it's always a go ahead. It's nothing like, we can't use SAP on SUSE Linux.
Okay.
See, just to clearly understand how the, architecture works, basically, initially you can see the R3 users here and the presentation components. You have ABAP workbench, R3 application, and n number of R3 applications. Just to understand ABAP workbench and R3 basis systems, that's all your ECC, DW, or whatever it is, every component. You have portal, and you have SRM, SCM, GRC, GTS. So these are all based on kernel and basis services. This is only the dependency on your kernel. And we have database management system, and database, we'll discuss about the architecture of database data, taking the Oracle into consideration, and probably we can speak a lot about MS SQL and DB2. And if you see the communication protocol, we have presentation layer here, where it connects to the application layer, and it goes to the database layer, and the data is being pulled out from the database layer. So before, probably tomorrow we will discuss about the SAP architecture, which really gives you, in-depth knowledge, like how the process works, what are the processes are involved. As basis consultant or basis administrator, you should be aware of how the architecture works in SAP. So that is, tomorrow will be a pretty much important concept, as I would say, and this is basically a 3-tier. R3 is nothing but a 3-tier server, 3-tier architecture, basically, which comprises of the application, presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. And these are TCP/IP, transmission control protocol, or internet protocol. We will discuss this later tomorrow. And quickly, just saying about the installation of database, installation of SAP R3, how the flow goes of installation. I'll just give you a high-level steps today, and tomorrow after the architecture, I will, walk you through how the installation happens and how the installation works. Usually, first we install database software on database server, and install SAP software on application server, and upload data to SAP system like it's, What happens here is we have different ways of installing the systems. Take an example of I'm installing SAP ECC system. And here what happens is I start my installer. Basically nowadays we call it as SWPM software. Hello, can you hear me? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays we call it as a SWPM software program manager, where once we initiate that, we have different components which are visible. If I am installing ECC, I will select the relevant version of ECC and I will start up with the installation. Before that, I should have database binaries has been installed, nothing but a database software. So once database software is installed, probably it may be Oracle or MS SQL, or I would say DB2. If I say database software, it's only a binaries, just a few minutes of job. If it is Oracle, it may take a little bit time, or if it is MS SQL also or DB2, it may take some 40 to 45 minutes of time to install the database software. It's not that you are not going to load the tables or do anything manually. So you are going to just install the database software. Once after that, you are going to install your SAP software on application server. And here, depending upon your architecture, if it is a distributed system or if it is a central system, based on that you select the inputs in the SWPM, which is nothing but an SAP installer. And you try to SAP install. If you know the inputs, it's pretty straightforward. You don't see any of the major hiccups while installing your SAP system. You need to just provide the required inputs. Probably it will ask in which drive or in which file system I have to install. These all inputs, like the kernel. Basically, kernel is dependent of your OS and your database, so it requests for the kernel. And if you are having any Java components, it will ask the Java components. And there are lot many inputs which it requests, and we say just next. And once in the last screenshot we see the summary, like what are the passwords we have given, or what are the passwords of SID ADM at OS level, or SAP service SID at OS level. This all summary. After we are okay to go ahead and kick off the installation, we just hit next button, then it starts up with the installation. Whereas in this process you have multiple steps, like 35 to 40 steps, depending upon the component which you are installing. What it does is that there is a point, there is a stage, like where it creates a database and of SAP, and where it dumps all the tables into the database. So that's what we call upload data to SAP system. This is main database creation will be done through your installer. There is nothing manual activity you are going to do here. Once it is done, we have different other stages where it comes across, and once it is completed, the installation will be completed with the base levels. I would say, if I am installing 7.31 of ECC, I have 7.31000 of basis. We have different patches like basis, ABAP, SFP, PI basis, and SAP BW. So these are all will be on your base level patches, all 000s or 0000. So we need to upgrade the system now to just to understand, depending upon the requirement of the business, to which level. As technical person, you should understand to which level you need to patch patch your system. Always just remember this as a thumb rule. N+1, N-1 this is. If you want to patch your system, it should be an N-1. N-1 in the sense, SAP releases your support patches very regularly and frequently to, we'll discuss about the support patch later, but just to your understanding, they release patches very frequently. So to apply the patch, I would say, for example, the current level of patch available in the system is, in the marketplace, is 10, like SAP 731010, which is a 10 in the marketplace, but always suggest to go with applying till 9. You shouldn't be going to the higher level, because SAP never knows like all bugs are there in the latest level, and we may just go to standstill, putting our systems on hold due to the patch issues or the bugs which are there in the system in the particular patch level. So it's always recommended to go one level least to compare with the patches at the SMP, that is, those are in available in marketplace. And post installations, tomorrow, once after discussing about the architecture, we will discuss about the post installation steps, like how we do TMS, like standard like transport mechanism, how that is going to be defined. And also we are going to discuss about how the patch, probably after the architecture, just how the installation goes. I can just show you some of the screenshots, and similarly I can show you some of the, I would say, after installation, I can show you some of the post installations, like how to apply license. Tripti, did you ever get a chance to apply license on the systems?
No, actually I haven't applied on license on system, but I have applied license on users.
Okay.
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 Okay, and I want to ask one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you proceed. You proceed first. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Usually we if it is a new system for the client, we fill in the details of that particular system and the client in SAP marketplace, and we accordingly, there is a procedure where we pull out the license from the system.
Yeah,
And we proceed with applying the licenses in ABAP stack or in Java stack. There is a process, like in ABAP we have a license transaction. Just go ahead. And earlier there was a in older versions, I would say, just for your information, we have only a key which is of 22 to 30 digits of key, where we just go ahead and just apply the key in S-license transaction. But later on, SAP understood that that is being decrypted, and there are lots of issues within the systems where there are no proper renewals of the customers. SAP came up and SAP came up with the encrypted file thing, where it gives a very small file of 1 KB or something, which nowadays no one is able to encrypt, because it's due to security cause they have did it, and we get a file.
Yeah. And I think you are also doing it from marketplace. That is also safe.
No, the thing is that the marketplace is safe. Even earlier stages, like in 4.0 or 4.6D, they used to give only key in the sense 30 digits or 30 alphanumeric key.
Yes.
So the same thing can be used if I have a software. Similarly, one of my ex company can also use the same software using this key. They no need to pay, the license charges or the software charges which they are using.
Okay.
Just to avoid that, and probably there were lots of discussions at that point of time within SAP, and they have come up with encryption file. So this is very specific to the system, and it goes on like
I've seen an error also. Once I was logging into production, and I think production or like pre-production, I think, and then I found, I was logging in and it was giving a pop-up at the end that license is about to expire. So I hope no basis consultant checked it at that point of time. So I told my manager, and then he took it with basis, and then they applied for license because that system was pre-production.
Okay, what happens here is, see, any license, Tripti, let me tell you, nowadays license consists of your system license and you have maintenance optimizer license. Maintenance optimizer license is for, checking for every 3 months it is going to be generated. We need to generate and put it into the system. It will be 3.5 to 4 months. But when this maintenance optimizer is required is that when you are applying any patches or when you are applying any support stacks, this is mandatory. And you have a license, this is a one-time generation. Probably I believe there is a new system which you might have looked in, or it's only consisting of the temporary license. You don't have the permanent license. Permanent license is between 31,9999. So once you apply, it's there. Until unless you do certain activities like system refreshes or something like system copies, then you need to put on the same system license into this system. Okay, this is all about yeah.
I think that system got refreshed recently from production.
Okay.
The pre-production system. I also want to know one thing, since you talked about license, is this license, user license is different than this system license?
Yes.
Okay.
User license, every year SAP is going to log into your system and verify how many active dialog users are there, and they are going to charge based on those active users. So it's something different if you compare with the system license.
Okay. Okay. And can I just know what you said as kernel patches? Is that patches is a combination of SAP nodes? Just to clarify, can we say patch is a collection of SAP nodes? Is it?
No. Kernel is collection of SAP nodes is called as a support pack or support stacks. SAP node is a collection of many bugs. Okay, they release it in program-wise or something node. And collective nodes are called as a support patch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a collective support patches are known as a support stack.
Okay. So patch upgradation is different. That is like something you are doing at kernel level.
No. Patch upgradation is different where you do it at SAP level. Whereas kernel upgrade is different where you do it at OS level. Kernel is nothing but a set of executables where we have rich client, thin client, or where we have different set of executables. I would say depending upon the component, we have some 800, 900 or 1300 files. If you see ECC, you have a different set of files. These are all set of executables just to communicate between your OS and your SAP.
Okay. And just regarding your installation steps which you told, I've heard that now whenever somebody has to implement SAP, they always say that solution manager is the first component to be installed. So is it like it is installed after the database, the solution manager system? How is it?
See, just for your understanding, any component, this is a process we follow. Okay. Any component, irrespective of your solution manager or irrespective of ECC, BW, whatever it is. The basic thing is that once, before getting system to our hands, basic thing is that to your understanding, you need to install some certain OS, right? If it is Windows, let the OS be installed, Windows OS be installed. And if it is Linux, let the Linux be installed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once system comes into the basis person's hands, if we have separate DB team, that is well and good. If we don't have separate DB team and we have to do everything, so we start up with installing the database software. Okay. Then we start up with SAP software, as you are saying, solution manager. why solution manager nowadays first component in the landscape means, because there are lots of dependencies. If you want to install your ECC, you have to download majorly patches for the software from your solution manager. That's why everyone, every client is being forced by SAP to install solution manager.
Okay. It will have its own database and it will have its own application server and all, is it? Right?
Similarly, like solution manager, the same thing, and that is one separate box. Think it as a separate box. And if we come to ECC now, which is a major central component for everyone, okay, for every business. So you are installing that in one box. That is different. So you are going to integrate. You are going to make these systems to talk through RFCs, where we will discuss later how the communication happens between the systems and all. And you have similarly other set of ways to make these systems communicate. But you have to treat this as a separate systems. ECC separate, your solution manager separate, or your BW separate, your EP separate, or your SCM, GRC, GTS. So for every system, for every component, you follow this structure.
Okay, Manikiran, would you be showing any live installation or not during the training?
I would think so. Venki, what do you say? Venki, you there?
Hello?
Anyway, I can show. Yeah.
Yeah, live installation, it's not possible. So
we can share with
yeah, we can record it and we can share it, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And Manikiran, one last question, sorry to bother you. I just want to know, since we have lots of system landscape, like 3 system landscape, 5 system landscape, let's suppose I take a specific product ECC. So is that the user license? I know it's calculated on production. So system licenses across, I think we use the same key for all things. So is it like for whole of the landscape, the company has to pay one license for ECC? Maybe it might have a development system, it might have a quality, pre-production, etc. Is it like once or multiple times?
Yeah, 50. Just for your understanding, SAP never charges on your non-production systems. To be clear and in short, SAP never charges to non-production systems. They charge only on production systems. Clear?
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Just to keep in mind in a simple language, just SAP never charges on non-production systems. And we have, different OSs, if you see here, operating systems, and we have different databases. Just for understanding, I have just, jotted it down, like AX, Compact 264, which is outdated, DG Unix. These are all in earlier stages. They used to, run their SAP systems on this. Solaris Spark is still in place, but they have changed a little bit of the technology internally of OS. And we have OS 400. Nowadays, we see not many customers who are using mainframes. I would say in 2000, in 2002, in 2004, I see there are lot many customers who are using mainframes in the environment. Now customers are ready to shift their business to SAP ERP, but they don't want to invest much on the hardware. They want to use OS 400. So it is always a goal for them. They can install SAP. SAP has supportive relevant kernels, or the SAP supports on their ERP on OS 400. So nowadays I see not many customers who are installing SAP on OS 400. Just make sure that they don't want to spend a lot of money on the hardware, where they want to use existing and transform their business into SAP ERP. That was really a good thing. which SAP is supporting SAP, OS 400. And we see database level here, we have different databases like Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, RMS, Informix. Nowadays we see Sybase, we have Max Live Cache, which is on MaxDB. And similarly, not only Live Cache, MaxDB can be installed for all the other components, and we have HANA database. Not many databases which SAP supports without any hindrances and without any hampers. Here on HP Unix, we use Oracle, Informix, DB2 we can use. Sorry, HP Unix will not be able to use DB2 because these are all OS and database. It's not SAP dependent. So similarly, we have OS 400 where we can use only DB2, and we have Windows NT like in NT 4.0 Intel Alpha where we can use SQL, Oracle, DB2, anything on Windows. Okay. These are all some of the versions where you can see the older versions. And this is one of the screen which really shows up the core releases, how SAP started up with R3 with version 3.0F and 3.1H later and 3.1, 4.B. Similarly, we have 4.5B, 4.6A, 4.6B. Just this is very much important to everyone to understand where SAP has been started with R3 and where currently SAP is. Whenever you talk to your client, this is pretty much important, which version you are running and which versions you are working on, just to make them understand these are the things I have been working on and these are the versions I am being working. Because every versions, like if you see, it's an enhancement to the newer version. So it's pretty much important to go ahead and make everything clear on the versions. Any doubts on the versions you guys have? Tripti?
No.
Currently, what is the version you are working on, Tripti?
I'm working on ECC 6.0, BPC 10, and SRM, and not GRC, IDM 7.2. I'm not doing anything, but some separate team is there because Accenture is doing implementation. Accenture Australia, and I'm at client side. I'm doing like support.
Okay, great. So, post-go-live support in a sense. What are the activities you are doing as part of post-go-live?
I'm just doing security. Doing security, and they are using position-based security. Normally here everybody uses position-based security, so HR system is very important, and knowing HR security is very important.
And just want to understand, what is the exact version of ECC you are working on?
Exactly, I don't know, but I think it's ECC 6.0. In order to know it better, only I'm taking basic training.
Okay, because right now we have the latest version of SAP EHP 7.
Yeah, EHP, I know, I've heard it. Last project was EHP 7, but I'm not sure what is EHP there. I just know it is ECC 6.0.
EHP 7. See, ECC 5. There was some numbers which have been getting increased, but from ECC they have reached to ECC 6 and they decided on to stay on some other version technology, like just to introduce the enhancement packages. Instead of saying ECC 7 or ECC 8, they started ECC 6, EHP 4.
Yeah, I know. I've seen EHP being added. In fact, in my CV, I've written like EHP, like I'm working on ECC 6, EHP 7, because in my last project, EHP I think HP7 was there in my last project. But this project, I just joined it. It's just 4 weeks. So I haven't got time to check lot of things.
Okay, so this is very much important when you are writing your resume also. You need to be very specific on which versions you are working and which version you have worked on. So that is very much important.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and moving on, SAP R3 core business modules. These are some of the core business modules which we have highlighted, like sales and distribution, which is sales, and material management, PP, production planning, and we have quality management, maintenance, HR. HR now it's been outdated very recently, where now we call it as a success factors. SAP has taken over success factors organization and they are implementing success factors in SAP. So any functionality if you want to implement as part of HR, like your travel expenses or probably your HR renewal, there are not many HR functionalities in the organization. So whatever you can implement it in the SAP system through success factors. It's just an add-on and we can proceed with the relevant configurations in the system. And we have financial accounting, controlling, fixed asset management, project system, workflows, different kinds of workflows, and industry solutions. Industry solutions again, it's very specific. Like if you are a retail organization, we have IS retail. If you are into an oil industry, we have IS oil. So similarly, if we are into hospitality industry, we have hospitality. So these are some of the industry-specific solutions where SAP is, genuinely working with major customers, even to, improvise their components on different other areas of the, sectors. Basically, I would say now SAP is really working effectively on hospitality, like, major hospitals they want to come up with, and they want to run HR, not many other components or not many other models in the system.
Yeah, just like SAP banking also is there. SAP banking.
Right. Similarly, nowadays you name any of the component, any of the industry specific component, like think that I'm some $100 million company, I want to implement very specific functionality to my business. So I don't have anything right now available with SAP. And if you approach SAP, they do their R&D and they're going to come up with the, probably this may take time from SAP side, but nowadays if we say any industry specific, they have every common industry specific component. It's not like they don't have it. You see here like industry solutions add-ons, as I said, which is ISP, industry solution for banks, ISH for hospitals, ISIS is for industry solutions for insurance, money, foreign exchange, and similarly we have ISOL, and we have ISP, SAP industry solution for publishing sector, and we have ISPS, SAP industry solution for public sector. So these are a little bit different in the naming convention, but both remains the same. One is public sector, public sector.
So Manikiran, these are add-ons. It's not necessary, like my client is a public sector client. If it has got implemented SAP like 2 years back, it's not necessary it should have ISPS. It's just an optional thing, right?
Right, very specific. This all add-ons should be installed on your ECC component. Just for your understanding, ECC acts as a main central core component. Anything we want to implement, any functionality, it will be under this, and the integration happens across the systems like BW, PI, Solution Manager. Okay. Whereas these add-ons which I am displaying right now on the screen, this will be implemented in your ECC system.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm an IS retail, I will implement IS retail.
Yeah, but
Maybe-
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is it like, because I didn't see the term ISPS in my current client, and they have just got implemented just in a 1.5 year back by Accenture. So can I just know, like, it's optional? Still, it is optional for a public sector company to go for this component.
As an intelligent people, what the client thinks is that, if I'm giving something advantage to utilize in the same system without any extra costing, will you be going ahead or not? Just for my understanding.
Yeah, if it's free, I will go.
Yeah, because you are already paying to ECC. Okay, and there are no specific charges on your public sector, ISPS. It's part of your ECC and you are paying on your user-based licenses. And I have been granted with well advanced specific industry-specific technology and industry-specific advantages through ISPS. So I'm always happy to use it in my system and take the advantage of the system, right?
Where I can see Manikiran, it is there. Isn't like where I can see like the EHP version, EHP, whether it's like from system somewhere we can see from top right. I can see whether it's implemented or not.
Yeah, you can do if you are in the system, go to system on the main tab, status.
Yeah, I'll check it. It's good you have told.
You will be able to see what all components has been implemented and all.
Yeah, one is missing. ISU, utilities.
Yeah, there are a lot many other add-ons also. I'm just simply stated some of them.
Yeah.
And we have article-based software, set of programs and tools which interface with the computer operating system, as I already said, right? This is a software which interfaces with your operating system, database, and application server, and your presentation interfaces. Just, before closing class, let me understand, you should be aware of the topics like what is kernel and how SAP is independent of your operating systems and application server, and what is presentation interface, and how the installation process goes. Anything, can you go ahead with your questions, please? Manas? Okay, do you have any questions?
I'm okay. I have already asked not many questions.
So you're clear with everything, right?
Yeah, so far I'm clear with everything.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, Manas, are you there? Hello, Manas. Yeah, Manas, you have any questions? Hello. Hello. Hello, Manas. Can you unmute your mic? Hello.
No?
Yeah, Manas, you have any questions?
No, I don't have right now.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask him. He will clear it.
Right.
Yeah, Manikaran, is it over, demo?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, we can start classes, regular classes from next week. One more is there. So you will join from next week. So the class timings I will inform you. Okay, if anyone have
Tomorrow there is no class at all.
sorry, there is no class. There is no class.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, I just want to confirm upon timing. So Manikiran, you would be most comfortable in the first half of the weekends, like even if it's little earlier, I have no issues.
Yeah, one thing is that discuss on the timings. Probably how many hours during the weekend? Probably is it 2 hours or 3 hours?
You can take 2 to 3 hours, Manikiran.
Okay.
No, I'm okay with the time. I'm saying that if it's like, sooner it is as per India timing, so better it is for me. Because I am like, there is a difference in timing. If earlier it is in morning timing of Indian timing, better it is for me. I'm just saying that.
So is it fine, Manikiran, morning 9 a.m. or 9:30?
Saturdays are fine, but Sunday
I have problems. Hello?
Oh, yeah,
Hello?
yeah, Manas, tell me.
9:30 I have problem.
Is it
Because my office is at 1 week, sorry, not every Saturday my office is closed. Alternate Saturday my office is open. So I told you I am traveling a long distance, so I can join in later. That is the 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock is okay for me.
Okay, 10 a.m. is it fine, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Tripti, is it fine?
And
10 a.m.?
Sunday I don't have any problem.
Okay, right.
Okay, Saturday, what time you can join Manas?
10 a.m.
10 o'clock.
And at 10 a.m. It's morning, right? 10 a.m. India.
Yeah,
10 a.m. or
3:30 p.m. Tripti.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I just want to tell you one thing, like, during New Year, I'm traveling to India, and I don't think I think I would be traveling there during Christmas break. So is it fine during those time if we can call up the classes? Because I don't want to miss even a single class, because I asked lot of notes.
If you miss 1 or 2 classes, I will record that session. If you inform in advance, I will send it to you. So I will tell you that alternate way. Okay, no problem. Okay, 1 week, no problem. I will
So
give you
in
that
this
alternate.
batch, how many students are there? Only
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah, another one person is joining from next week. So we can start from next week, Manikiran. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm fine.
Thank you for attending.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Manikiran.
lot,
Okay, bye.
everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.